Hey guys, so I've decided to make a quick update on XLM and the wealth transfer prophecy video that I had previously uploaded. Now, first off, I'm not a financial advisor. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's take a very quick look at XLM. Now, we see that XLM is doing excellent, actually. For the past few days, it's just been, climbing upwards. Now, for you guys who have gotten in at the $25 area, you guys are doing well. Hopefully you didn't sell as yet. Now, like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but if I were you, I would start taking profits around the dollar level. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is I'm expecting it to pump up to $1, guys. Especially if Bitcoin is going to pump up to that prophetic number of 133,000. I'm expecting XLM to pump as well up to the dollar level. But at that level, personally, if I were you, I would consider start taking some profits. You see, don't be greedy. Because if it's one thing that I've learned with not only Bitcoin, but several other cryptocurrencies, they've done this before where in the night you go to sleep, right? And in the night, it just spikes up tremendously. And by the time that the morning comes around, you see that it had made that spike at some point in the night and then crashed all the way back down. And you guys don't want that to happen. And speaking of which, just make sure that you put some sell orders in, just in case something like that occurs. Because trust me, it can most definitely happen in that way, where it just spikes up in the night while everyone's sleeping. And before morning comes around, it has already tumbled back all the way to where it came from. You see, so make sure you have your sell orders. And don't think that Bitcoin is going to pump all the way up to these numbers, 133. And by the way, guys, 133,000 may not necessarily be the exact top. I don't think anyone knows where the exact top is. That's just a prophetic number for whenever we see that number, it confirms two things. It confirms that, yes, this is the manufactured spike, which means that it was intentionally created. And we know what is going to come after this has occurred, right? So that's one of the meanings. And number two is that after seeing that number of 133,000, we can then prepare for the crash because it can happen at any time. You see, so it can very well pump up to even 150, 160,000. But like I said, that could just spike up during the early or the late night hours and come all the way back down before the morning comes around. Okay, so you guys just make sure that you set your sell orders and don't be greedy. Bitcoin usually is very selfish. Don't think that it's going to pump up to those high numbers and share its liquidity with these other blue chip coins. No. Yes, they may pump some, but these bigger numbers, like these bigger prophetic numbers, like for XLM to $12, in XRP to $15, personally, again, I'm not a financial advisor. I believe that these bigger numbers, these bigger prophetic numbers for XLM and XRP and also Cardano, I believe that these coins won't make that bigger pump until Bitcoin starts to crash and the liquidity shifts from Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just way too greedy to be sharing that much liquidity with these coins at those higher levels. I'm really hoping that somebody gets what I'm trying to explain to them. You see, it has to start tumbling first so that the liquidity shifts. Just as I've seen it in the visions, there are two big waves of liquidity that are coming to the other coins. And where do you think this liquidity is coming from? All this time, the liquidity has just been pouring into Bitcoin. So the perfect trap is being set right now. We're being set up, guys. And it's going to work out for our favor. All of the money, Bitcoin's just sucking up all that liquidity out of the markets. And that's why I believe that it may pump up even much higher than probably 150, 160, 70,000. And then it just crashes. The liquidity starts to shift to all of these other prophetic coins. that is the fulfillment of the vision that Yah had given to me with the two waves. I mean, they came in suddenly. They shocked me so forcefully, so powerfully. They came in like one big wave and the next one behind it, which was even much bigger. And it forced these coins that were not at ground level. The coins were underground level. I didn't even know, I didn't even realize at the time of how deep underground these coins were until I came up. The liquidity had forced me up. And actually on my way up, I saw some other people that were comfortable on other levels below ground. I don't know what that could mean, but it forced me up to ground level. So these coins, this liquidity that's going to come in from Bitcoin is going to force these other prophetic coins up to new levels, guys. So please execute wisdom. Don't be greedy. Pay attention. Listen to the guidance of the Holy Spirit and do as the Lord leads you to do. Even if it's contrary to what I'm saying right now, just make sure that you follow the Lord and use wisdom. Because this is my personal opinion. I would start taking profits around the dollar level, around $1.10, start taking some profits. Because currently the higher Bitcoin pumps, it is the closer it's getting to the flash crash. That is wisdom right there. Which means that you want to make sure that you're getting ready for the flash crash sooner rather than later. You want to position yourself for the flash crash. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say concerning XLM. Now about the prophetic timeline concerning the wealth transfer. Now, recently I had made a video, I'm going to put it on the screen, about a concrete idea of the timeline of the fulfillment of the wealth transfer. Now, you guys may want to go ahead and check out that video, especially the ones who haven't yet seen it, so that you may better understand what I'm about to say now. So, I've just learned that my sister is about to leave on Thursday the 24th of this month of July. And she's going to New York to stay with our parents, right? My mom and my dad, right? My niece, however, is going to join them there in New York. So she's going to leave from Canada to New York to meet up with her mother there in New York. So that means that the fulfillment of the part where I saw her and her friend coming here to visit is not going to be this summer. That is obvious. So that's out of the picture, guys. The question now is that going to be fulfilled in this December? Because that's the time of year that she usually comes. Every time that she came beforehand, each year it was on December. She has never skipped a year except for last year, 2024. That's the first she's ever skipped a year from coming to visit her mom here. So I'm wondering if it's definitely going to be December. The good thing though, like I've said before, it's not that the wealth transfer is going to happen when she comes. It would have already taken place when she comes. So I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm still looking forward for her to come, because Yah had shown this vision to me and given me this information to look forward to, so that I may know and get an idea of the timeline of the wealth transfer using her. So I'm hoping that is December, guys. I really am hoping that it's December. But I'm guessing that we won't know until that time comes. Until then, I'll just, continue to search it out and see what happens. Because even right now, it's unfolding. So it's more sooner rather than later. Now, guys, coming this Wednesday, I'm about to share a very important revelation. One that I've already shared on my old channel, but I'm about to share it here. Now, this revelation is concerning the next coin that's going to take off. Yes, guys, I'm not talking about just 5 or 10x. This coin that I'm going to share this coming Wednesday, you guys don't want to miss it, is going to take off, and it's going to make a lot of people life-changing money. It's going to do at least 100,000x, guys. And that's what we've been waiting for. We haven't seen that in the markets in quite a while. But this coin, by direct divine revelation, guys, it was revealed to me that this coin is going to take off next. And as a matter of fact, I think I received it around over a year ago, I think. But the reason why I'd forgotten about it was at the time the price was a bit high for me. So I was hoping and was thinking that, I'm going to wait until it crashes, it has crashed. The coin has crashed, guys, significantly, just as I hoped. And that's why I'd forgotten about it and didn't even share it as yet. Eventually, I was planning to share it with you guys, as I'm about to do on Wednesday. Because it's very important, because it was revealed to me that it's the next coin that's going to take off. You see, and it's at a very good buy price right now. It could crash further. It's a possibility, but personally, I think it's at a buy price right now. Hence, I am starting to buy right now, guys. You see, I don't play when it comes to prophecies this direct. You see. So I'm going to share it with you come Wednesday. You guys might want to tune in if you don't want to miss this revelation, because it's very important. Now, this is all I want to share in this particular video. You guys take care. Until next time.